Welcome to the Grain of Salt podcast. My name is Hank. He's married. It's Ben.
Whoa. Oh, man. That's a twofer. That's a deep cut.
Deep Ben lore.
Yeah, man.
We did it. It's the last episode.
It is. I've never been so interested in how a finale was going to go. As to whether or not, like was my grumpiness going to be justified? Or was it going to turn around? I think the answer to both of those is like kind of yeah. But not truly on the grumpiness. I am there has to be a better word than jokingly. Amusingly? I'm amusingly grumpy that we didn't no kiss? No dresses?
They skipped the wedding.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They didn't show us the wedding.
They fucking yada the wedding. Unbelievable. Yeah. Oh. No, it's like it's
I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you doing? There was some cool shit though. I'll say it wasn't I was giving it space because I thought there's still like a kick-ass finale here that turns this whole thing around and fucking makes everything worth it. I don't think it was that. It wasn't like this big bombastic thing that redefined the series up until now, you know? So it wasn't that, but like I'm not grumpy about it. I don't have, or I should say, I don't have any like complaints specifically about it. Like some of the stuff that I just hasn't been hitting, that still hasn't really hit necessarily. But the shit that popped off on this, like they brought out the moves, they brought out the music, those fucking visuals. Shit was cool, man.
We got a final form.
Dude, oh my god, when stuff was chunking into the armor, it was like connecting and shit. I was like, this is what makes me buy the Gundam model. You're selling it right now. They're doing I'd mentioned, I guess however many episodes ago, I was hoping that we would see like the Gundam, I don't know what you would want to call it, like the permit indicator thing, like turn from red to blue, and it turns to fucking rainbow, and it's pretty cool. Shit's pretty neat, pretty glowy, and I'm a magpie.
And they just stopped the death laser from a distance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted an explosion. Like we did this whole cool thing. Them coming together.
Look, I'm a man who loves when Superman punches a laser beam. I wanted a little more.
I was hoping that it was gonna. I thought it was gonna fire off, and we were gonna get something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when we get in, there was so much build up too. I was so ready. They get into their. I don't even know how to describe half of this shit at some point. I just like gave up. It's like Godzilla's singular point, but without the explanations. I needed a plate of Jello to help me figure out what was going on.
They go permit score 9.
Yeah. It's been too long. I forgot exactly how permit works, but there was other stuff in the moment.
They go to a higher plane, a higher level of permit that has ever been done.
Yeah.
But they do it without activating Quiet Zero so that everything fucking melts.
Yeah, everything is literally disintegrating.
All Gundams must go.
But we get them doing their ring thing, right? And I forget
end of Gundam.
And I forget which, because it was what the hell is the thing? I feel like I'm gonna pronounce it wrong. Is it Calibarn? I thought it was Barn.
Calibarn, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. We got that and Ariel, and was there another one? There was another one, right? Or am I crazy?
Yeah, the one fucking Jedic's brother took.
Right. I know they like pulled it along, but there was no one else there, right? Like they just pulled.
No, there was no one.
Yeah.
There was people weren't in those.
So we're doing that whole cool thing, and that fucking track hit. That music was so good. Oh, it was incredible. But then like they just spin and they do all this cool shit, and the entire sky turns like digital rainbow mosaic. And where's the explosion?
There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Yeah, man. You can't just do that kind of buildup. Like, it's supposed to go dead quiet, and then you fire off the giant laser without any audio, and then explosion. Come on.
Yeah.
But like,
That didn't happen.
It did not happen. But like, I was so enamored with that whole sequence. It checked every box that you could check without like being in a forest. Like, it was just good shit.
Yeah. It was good ending to a show I thoroughly enjoyed watching every episode of. But I don't know that I'm going to like think about this show that as much as I've thought about Turn A since I finished it or anything. Is how I think I would put it. Like, I just found the show extremely entertaining week to week.
Sure. Yeah.
And I really liked it. I enjoyed it.
Nice.
We should have seen the wedding.
Dude,
Should have seen it.
No wedding. I can't believe they got us. I thought
They skipped over it.
I didn't think there
It
was
happened, but they skipped over it.
I didn't think there was any fucking way that they wouldn't do. I mean, this is why you don't expect things, I guess.
It's honestly kind of smart. It's like, in terms of like, people are going to think about and fan art the wedding forever, right?
I guess, yeah. But man,
no, I mean, yeah, they had, it was Chekhov's gun that they did not pay off, really.
yeah.
In terms
that was
of
like
just skipping over it.
And like that
It's
was
annoying.
the thing, right? Like the kiss or the dresses were like, those were the things.
Yeah. But a story about a lesbian romance where the characters don't die at the end, that's kind of the actual thing in some way. So like the fact that they all lived is it's just like, that's nice. I'm just happy about that, at least.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
I'm
I'm glad they just can be happy together.
They skipped over some other shit, which is like, I think it just comes back to the, I wish we had a beefier episode count, because there's so many little things here that I'm like, you've given me a taste and I want just like another spoonful. Like, I don't need.
I don't know. The way I think about it is ultimately this is Gundam, and they showed the parts that mattered for Gundam.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's other stuff to it makes it better, but that's not ultimately the stuff that mattered to the show.
So we got the thing I'm specifically referring to. I mean, there's,
Sure.
I mentioned this before for other episodes, but the thing here actually reminded me a bit of Turn A with our ending and the, state of some people. I forget names from Turn A. Who was it? Like the princess was like a mobile. Someone who was looking after her. Someone was looking after her. She was like sick or dying or whatever. Or was no one looking after her? Am I completely misremembering? Or did she die?
She didn't die.
Was she like...
She's just going to bed at the end.
I didn't think she was going to bed. I thought she was like sick.
They talked about how just like, she's been alive for a long time. But there's nothing explicit in the end about anything. It's just her and Laurent are living together.
I thought for sure there was something up and he was like taking care of her. Oh my God, I feel crazy.
Living together.
I feel crazy. No, it can't be. It can't be that. Anyway, I liked that we saw Soletta has like data storm permit scars. That's cool, but she has a throwaway line about how she's regaining control of her body. And I'm like, you were dancing like you were in a field and stuff. Like, I would have, it would have hit to see a little more of that. But they skipped over. If they skipped over the wedding, they're not going to show us that.
Yeah.
So,
I would have preferred a montage rather than skipping over all that stuff.
A montage would have gone pretty hard.
A montage with a song like that, it's good. It's a good way to show that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I didn't need a lot. You're like one shot. Come on. 2 shots. Ugh.
Dude, I'm not crazy. Episode 50, Turn A, Golden Autumn. Last line. Laurent leaves Sochi to care for Diana in a cabin in the countryside. Care for. Which apparently I strongly internalized despite not remembering the specifics. I think there was something up. I forget what was up, but...
Yeah, it was in the show that it said, like, it's... Like, the fact that she's been alive for hundreds of years going through cryosleep, like, it's been hard on her. Like, she doesn't have the youthful energy that
everybody else does.
Her twin has.
Yeah. But like, imagine getting a little taste of that, but it's Minori and Suletta, though.
But also, I'm not tired. Like, she and Lauren might be married. I think, like, she's wearing a wedding ring.
Are you looking at it?
In that last episode, there's a shot of her hand.
Got it up.
Yeah.
Why are we? I don't remember that particular part.
Yeah, they give you they don't show his hands, but they show her hand, and you see a ring.
I mean, that part was good, but the part that fucking drilled its way into my soul from that was Sochi screaming, like her anguish. Like, that's the moment from that bit.
Yeah, fair.
Oh.
Everyone's left.
Yeah, man.
And she's just caring for her mom.
Yeah. Dude, I cannot believe that Soletta's mom got out of this. I can't believe that. She didn't fucking
I told you, dude. I'm taking the win on this one because I called that of Prospero being alive.
Yeah, no, you definitely. I was like, I put all my chips behind her eating shit.
No, man.
I didn't know how it was going to happen necessarily, but
by force of will of Suletta.
Yeah. I think my favorite line from this, from the finale, was when they're sitting on the hillside in the epilogue, and there's, I guess it's Eri in the keychain or whatever. She's like speaking, and she speaks like through Minori's little cyber deck thing too, right? That's when she has like the sister.
Well, that's like she's like transmitting to that or something from her little
keychain. Okay.
Yeah, she's like in the keychain.
Yeah. Like when Minori is just like, I don't even know how you got in there. I'm like, me and you both. She's saying what the audience is thinking. But then the follow up punch to that is like, yeah, Suletta, you were the only one who could have done it. I'm like, oh yes, that's what I wanted. That's a sort of hand waving bullshit that I'm here for.
Suletta made the happy ending happen. She made sure everyone.
Dude, away. That shit's top tier.
Yeah, that shit's good. It's a good show. I am satisfied, if not having everything I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was pretty lukewarm.
The show's not as good as Utena.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever get over the Utena bait, but that's like, I recognize that is my own fault.
Yeah,
but
it elevated the show from what it actually was, but you know.
Yeah. Like, I certainly didn't dislike it. Like, there are some things that I dislike, but that's like true of anything.
Sure.
You know, with exceptions. Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I also don't think it's as good as Turn A, ultimately.
No. And that's just.
But again, Turn A is fucking amazing. So
Yeah.
it's not like it's a high bar.
Yeah. Like, Turn A is just really fucking good.
Yeah.
And I mean, who knows? Maybe if Turn A had only 24 episodes, it also would feel worse.
I don't feel the like only didn't have enough time thing that you do.
It just feels,
I kind of liked that the show had an ending and came to it.
I mean, I like the
and I feel like
ending
but I mean, I've seen people say it seemed rushed, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it kept
it's
the
not
pace
just
it was always gonna keep.
It's not just me.
It is not just you.
Yo, that's great.
But I mean, people also say Turn A feels rushed. Like this is just
That's incorrect.
a thing.
That's incorrect. That one's wrong.
People say original Gundam is rushed. Like all these shows, people say they're rushed. And in some of those other cases, like it's like demonstrably show because like episodes definitely got cut from what they thought they were gonna make.
Sure.
I think that's true of Turn A and original Gundam. But I still don't think that's the case with this show. I think they knew how many episodes they were gonna make, and they made them. From what I can tell.
Yeah. I mean, I've said before, this one felt a little rushed. I certainly didn't like. I don't know.
I mean, it felt rushed because we didn't get the wedding because they skipped over the wedding.
Yeah, it would have been different.
Could have used, but again, like you could have done it. It would. You could have like had a shot.
Dude, there's so much other bullshit.
The people making the show decided that they didn't want to give it to you.
I'll bet
wanted to withhold the fun. Very Nintendo-like move.
I'll bet over the course of 24 episodes, I could probably find another 24.
Well, technically, it's 25 episodes.
Over the course of 25 episodes. You know what? That first episode, or the episode 0, kind of slapped though. So I'm going to say over the 24 episodes. I don't need to take anything away from that one. I could have found room for another full episode to do like an epilogue. Not that they need a full episode, but I'm saying there was space. Definitely.
Or maybe they make the wedding episode later. Who knows?
Oh, that'd be so good. Just give us the
to sell Blu-rays or whatever.
Give us the give us the fucking wedding content. Show them cutting the cake.
I wanted to look up where Turn A got to in over 25 episodes. It's when the Wilhelm like lifted off. When they got to it.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, Wilhelm the Wilhelm lifts off.
Yeah. So we hadn't even gotten to. It's like right before the nuke.
Which one? When do they find the nuke? Is that before then? Because they're like carrying it for a while.
It's 27.
27.
Midnight Sunrise.
Okay. I saw the first sentence for 28, and I'm like, is it really only a couple? It felt like it was so much longer that they were carrying it. But I think that whole from when they find it, like time just warps. Like on the edge of your seat, just like holy fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God, what a good series.
It's very good. Extremely good. This show was also good. I had a good time. I greatly enjoyed watching it every week. I know you were grumpier than I was, but
I was grumpy, I
just had a good time.
I was like grumpy, but I didn't like disdain watching it or anything. I had a good time watching a thing to discuss with you.
Sure.
Like, it's not my favorite thing, but I give it a solid sideways thumb. Maybe even tilt it up a little.
I give it a thumbs up, but
Yeah, that makes
easy
sense.
thumbs up.
I think if like I could see myself recommending it. Like if people find any of the parts interesting, like, oh, do you like mechs? Like, you should check out this show. Do you like Utena? It's not Utena. But maybe check it out. I don't know.
Uh-huh. The first season is very good for popping for Uteno references.
Dude, the first season is like fucking stacked for him. In a deceptive way.
I have also seen
almost.
people say, when I was looking around at opinions, people saying just like the first season was just better.
I think I would agree.
Which I don't necessarily disagree with.
Yeah.
Like, I do think the fact that Suletta and Mjolnir don't interact for so much of season 2 is a point against the show. Like, that went on too long without having them together and interacting.
Well, that was kind of my...
Because seeing them together is a joy. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
Well, and when you have a show that anything that's like these characters that are so good together, what if we just didn't let them be around each other? I'm like, that's why did you do that?
Yeah.
You have to have a good reason.
Well, and especially when they're...
And there's like character growth stuff that happened, but...
Especially when they're supposed to be like married, lovers, whatever. Like, man, I think... I mean, it's one of those things. Like, no matter how much time they would have had together in this show, I would have been like, they needed more.
Sure.
So like that's
Like, I don't want to make it seem like it's that bad. They get the important moments. They have them and they hit, and like it's not as bad as like the final season of Korra for that kind of thing, which I think is like my go-to for the worst. I'm just like, there's this romance in this show and it's just not on screen.
Well, that was like because of the time, right? Or something. Like they just couldn't. They didn't feel that they could get away with having that. It
makes the show worse that's how they made it.
Well,
though.
Yeah. But like it was a step or whatever. No, I 100% agree. Though the fucking memes about it are incredible. Like
I mean, I don't think time is like the right word. That they were making a show for Nickelodeon, maybe they couldn't get away with it. Like that show's Otena is older than that show or whatever. There are plenty of shows.
I mean, time for
queer relationships that are older than Korra.
Time for what is essentially a children's cartoon on that network.
On Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even on Nickelodeon.
Look,
like they were only airing that show on the internet.
Korra walked so fucking Owl House could run, baby. Though that got canceled too because it got too gay. Fuckers. Story of every good cartoon.
The thing is, Korra wasn't by later seasons of Korra, it's like not a kids show anymore. It wasn't airing on TV.
Yeah, but
it was for people who watch things on the internet already. But whatever. We're
skirting the line. We're skirting the line pretty close to Batman censorship stuff that I've seen a bit of. YouTube algorithm has picked up that I'm watching Batman. They figured it out.
I see.
Yeah. It's going to feel weird not watching this week to week. I will say. Like, for how lukewarm I was on it, I have been looking very forward to every episode. Like, there's never been a week where I've been like, I kind of don't give a shit what happens next. Like, I always needed to know, you know? And especially this one.
Yeah. No, I was watching it basically I think every week, like as soon as it was out.
Yeah.
Like I was eager to. I was never like I'll watch it later. Like
Yeah.
I'll catch up later. I was like immediately when it's available, I want to watch it. I was I wanted to inhale this show.
I watched it as soon as I knew it had come out, which occasionally, just due to life getting in the way, was you hitting me up on like a Monday or something and being like, Gundam? And I was like, oh, fuck, Gundam exists. And then I would immediately go and watch it. Or like, I think we only had the 1 week where we did a recording pretty late. But even then, like, the only reason we weren't doing it Sunday or Monday is because, like, life shit. I was popping off. I gotta know, man. They gave us.
We know
they did give us less questions than Turn A. Turn A at certain points, I was fucking like vibrating with anticipation. Just like, give me the goddamn answers. Who the fuck is this? We don't find out for however many episodes. They need less episodes.
I mean, and also just, I don't know. I appreciate watching the show, and at the end they were like, "This is the end of the story. Thank you."
Yeah, yeah.
They did not leave ambiguity.
Yeah,
which doesn't mean they can't make more or whatever, but I liked that it was just like, no, that's the end.
God, what a look! I would fucking kill.
We're out here we're gonna go on to make more bad CG Gundam. Thanks for your time.
Peace. Dude,
I think they're like new trailers out for 2 different bad looking to me CG Gundam things.
Gross. No,
Gundams.
This is an opportunity for a follow-up series or follow-up season that's just slice of life. If I've ever seen one, this is like the money's right there. Yeah.
Fair enough. But I think that's a podcast.
Yeah. Shit's for it's average, and I mean that in a good way. And it was a good time watching.
I'd say it's above average, but
yeah, no, subjectively, of course.
It's good.
It's good.
It's very good.
I'll give it good.
Entertaining,
certainly. It was good good shit to talk about too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I would put it on like my anime tier list. I'll have to think about that. Not that I kind of like have blah feelings about that whole project now, but just why it doesn't. I don't think it even exists anywhere currently.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good show. SaltCirclePodcast@gmail.com. SaltCirclePod on Twitter. If you can read tweets.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter at Comic Panels. Yeah.
This is the end of the story.
Peace.